Alright, friends, today I want to talk about an important topic, but I understand for some of you it will be a controversial one, but hey, that's what the beauty of the internet is about, and why we can discuss these things, and why we should talk about them, because it's all about different perspectives. Now, I've been reading on the internet about people talking about Brisbane ghetto suburbs. Now, some of you will think that there are certain places in Brisbane town that are ghetto. And to some of you, that might be places like parts of Fortitude Valley, parts of West End, parts of the inner city that used to be slums back in the day, but they ain't really slums no more. And to others of you, it will be places that other people consider to be quite green. So you're talking about places like Kenmore and places that's in the west, and in the north you got places like Nundah and further north, and in the east, well, you got lots of places like Coorparoo, Stone's Corner, which, I don't know, Stone's Corner to me, from what I heard and what I've seen out my window with my telescope, because, I mean, I don't even get to Paddington myself because it's too far away from me. I like to live right here in the middle of the city, you know. But it doesn't look so good to me, friends. And here are the things that I think. But then again, to other people, Stone's Corner is like home sweet home. So here's the thing. Now, people say, what are you talking about these suburbs being ghetto? There ain't no ghetto. Well, I'll tell you something. When I grew up, things weren't always so good in the Village Jack household. When I grew up in the other side of the world, and before I became a number one fan of Brisbane town and decided to live the rest of my life here many years ago when I came here. And I know the ghetto. I can tell you about the ghetto, but because I've seen it with my own peepers. But let's talk about Brisbane. You know, what makes a suburb ghetto? Well, let me tell you something. I've been reading stuff on the internet forums, and I kind of agree that there are certain things that make, although I can see other people get upset about it, I think there are things that make some of these suburbs ghettos, and I think that the people posting this stuff actually have a point, and that is this. First of all, if you are walking, this is number one, if you're walking down the street and there ain't no one on the sidewalks except kids with baseball caps turned down backwards and on their skateboards, well, that's ghetto. That's definitely a ghetto thing. Okay, one thing I noticed when I first came to Brisbane was the lack of people on the sidewalks, and you could just walk around and not see any other people, just cars, and that's it. Number two, cyclone fencing. Yeah, just a kind of chain link fencing, cyclone fencing. Chain link, why they is so high is what you see in lots of places in LA. It's still very ghetto when you see it. Also, a lot of places in the suburbs of Brisbane, these fancy suburbs, so-called fancy places like Kenmore, etc. There's a lot of weeds and a lot of stuff in the grass that shouldn't be there. So weeds, that's another thing. That's number three. Number four, I think it's the fact that there's so much violence and alcoholism, and I think those two go together. Although I will say it ain't nearly as bad as what it is in other parts of the world. Like England is especially famous for this, and so is I believe Scotland. So maybe some of this comes from the immigrants who come here from these places, but then again, maybe not. It could just be a cultural thing. It exists in everywhere else, too, in the English-speaking world, and I think we can thank the English for it, because if you go to England, you'll see what I'm talking about. They love their drink over there. They love fighting as well. Okay, next one. That's number 5. number 5, the fact that people are driving their big rigs and, their tractors into the suburbs. There are a lot of big, heavy trucks on these roads in these so-called quiet suburbs. That's not a good thing. That's very ghetto. Okay, well, there are lots of things. Oh, number 7, number 6 or 7, whatever it is. I can't count too good, but you can count for me. So count along, friends, and let me know below what you think. While I'm talking to you, please tell everyone about the Jack Cruz. Tell you to subscribe. I'd love to hear what you got to say. Now, I just got a message from someone. Sorry about that. Let me ask you, the next one is this. What do you make of the fact that there are such poor quality housing? I mean, I got to say, friends, I am not impressed with the quality of the housing. You go to a place like Washington, L.A., famous for the riots they had back in the 60s. Watts, in South Central, places like Imperial Courts, you'll see that the housing is actually better quality than what we got here in Brisbane town in some of the places. I know you're not going to believe it, but it's true. So I don't think the housing I've seen in Kenmore, just looking at this real estate website here I'm looking at, it don't look too good to me. Now, the final point, number 7, I believe, is this. One of the things I noticed when I first came here, and I don't think it's got no better, is the fact that, apart from all those things I just mentioned, and the fact that it's so expensive to buy a little house, it ain't worth a little home, or a little block with practically no backyard that ain't really looking that good, is basically the fact that there are lots of graffiti around, and graffiti is not something I really like, and I don't think it's a good indication of the society when it happens. And there's a lot of graffiti around, so that's very ghetto. Okay, friends, well, there are the things that I think can make Brisbane look ghetto to people who don't know better and who come in and don't understand why it's happening. And hey, I don't understand why it's happening. Maybe you do. Please leave your comments below, rate, subscribe, and by the way, follow me on the Twitters. I got a Twitters account, and I am Twittersing all of these videos just for you, friends. Okay, well, controversial, but maybe it's true. It's how we got to look at ourselves a bit more and decide what makes us great. And the great city of Brisbane, the greatest city in the world. It's the only reason I'm living here, friends. You know it's the greatest city in the world, and I'd like it to be that way too. Okay, bye for now.